What's up, guys and gals? My name is Splattercat, and we are here today playing Craft the World. In the previous episode, we had gotten our door kicked down, apparently, and I just hadn't realized it. Okay, well, I've got to fix the door. Things to do. We'll add that to the list. Check. It is on the list. I would make little scratchly noises, but I don't have the proper facilities to do so. So anyways, now that our house is broken down, nobody can go to sleep, so we've got to put a door in, like, right now. Let's drop control of our units. We've got two doors here. We only need the one, but we'll put that right there. And once that's been dropped into place, you guys have said that I can rotate the door, so maybe we'll get a chance to fix this thing. Ah, there it is. Okay, so I didn't think about the door being affixed like that. Let's take all of our dwarves now, and unfortunately we've got to send a lot of these guys off to nap time because they're kind of beat up. After that previous invasion, it's gotten worse. It's gotten worse. It's gotten a lot worse. I don't really know what much more to say about it, other than the fact that every single time we seem to get an invasion, there are a lot more zombies, there are a lot more of those big guys that look like they're straight out of Warcraft or something, and then there's fewer and fewer skeletons each time, so they do seem to be upgrading, they do seem to be getting worse, their equipment does seem to be getting better, especially when we get those nasty dudes with the helmets. The cranially responsible skeletons that decide to roll in with the rest of the army are slightly more terrifying than the rest. These trees over here are still growing. I haven't seen them increase in size in a while, so I'm wondering slightly if they're done. So maybe, let's just chop them down now. Let's set people to work doing that because we are going to need a lot of wood in order to get things done. Got another care package, which looks as though, oh, it's a railway tie. That's pretty sweet though, because we could use that. If I could oh god, we've got ourselves a goblin invasion going on. Alrighty then. Well, let's grab that wood as rapidly as we can so that we can get back to the business that doesn't require a giggity. Yeah, and here they come. Let's get them fed up, guys. Oh, they came straight through the door. See, they don't get stuck like the zombies do. My two bowmen appear to have gotten themselves kited out, which is disappointing. But they have killed their target, which is nice. As long as you kill off the guy you came for. That's all that matters. You gotta keep this thing like a Clint Eastwood movie. The rest of it, it doesn't matter as long as you get the bad guy. Everything else is just sort of an underscore. We're a little bit lower on mana than I'd like, but I have been using portals pretty extravagantly in the last couple episodes. If you don't know, we started mining away this mountain so that we get a bit more stone so that we can make guard towers to keep things like this from happening because, honestly, I'm tired of it. Getting invaded every little bit by these little jerks with their ridiculous haircuts and their angry little spears that bite and gnaw at us. I would like that to be a non-factor in the future. I mean, it's already a non-factor, but now I've got to send people off to take naps. There was no real risk of us losing our civilization or anything, because let's face it, greenskins can't fight. I'm just kidding, I play orcs, so I love speaking to orky, but these aren't orcs. These are just like little gits. These guys are nothing, so anyways, let's bow them to death. And once we get done there, we'll wipe out their camps so that they can come back later and we continue killing them. I do wish that they dropped loot that was useful. That's one of those little things that I've noticed. I wish the goblins would drop like random things like little spears, stuff that would be useful in the early game. When you have to jump in and kill somebody, it's nice to always be rewarded for your efforts. And as it stands right now, it doesn't appear as though there's any real reason to kill off the goblins other than the fact that they're in your way and occasionally they come in and poke you. Which, I don't like being poked. That's fine. That's a point well made. Oh good, and now we're dealing with the beasties of the night, too. Well, it looks as though the undead get stopped by doors that are open, but the goblins have no such handicaps, so we'll have to deal with that as we move into the future. Let me replace all of our stakes and all of that right there. Awesome. And so now that the stakes are back high, we will go and find our bread, which we crafted in the previous episode, and we will make my favorite table at any banquet, the bread table. There it is! Oh, delicious, lovely bread. Let me get my scaffolds back and we'll start crafting and destroying some of these things that we might need for magic spells later on. Other things that we may want to get done are going to be all confined to the craft tree. Let's make our pillars so that we can get to our brick walls and start with some cool construction while we work down the crafting tree. Or I'm sorry, our black column. There it is. So we'll make one of these, and then we'll just place it somewhere, just as sort of a warning to the enemy. Be like, hey, you know what? You're getting up into dwarvish territory, so you better watch that goblin mouth before you come riding in hard. We don't have any candy for you, as they like to say in Trailer Park Boys, which is one of my favorite shows. Oh, they do drop loot. Or somebody died. One or the other. Is that stuff that they stole maybe and ran away with? I have no idea. Interesting, because that's all stuff that I've had before. Then again, I don't recall ever making a second forge down here, so maybe that is freebie stuff. I'll take it. It's all good. Let's wipe out that floorboard right there so that I can put in some more dirt. It's another... We don't even need this cage. We'll get rid of it. And then we'll also gather up the water. Now that that's gone, that means that that's going to fall in. Okay, good. Let me take dirt, and we shall refill that momentarily so that we don't have to look at this nasty gaping hole in the side of our base. We might also think about making this a double layered building because we have run out of space a little bit. I mean, we've got all this right here, but I'd like to decorate this a little bit better. Pillar, where are you? There you are. Let's just place the pillar in some random spot for now. I don't have a whole lot of places where I can put it while I'm thinking about it, but I would like to just get it laid down for the moment. So the pillar's happy, the dwarf will be happy, and so forth, once everybody's been laid down. Okay, so the pillar is now affixed. And of course, we're going to break it down right afterwards. And from there, that's going to give us direct access to the stone wall, which takes sand, water, and stone. That's got kind of a weird set of requirements. The sand is a problem. I really wish it didn't require sand, but we'll see how many walls we get out of this before I start complaining. You get 3. The water isn't a problem because that replenishes, but the sand we're going to need a reasonable supply of if we're going to create a lot of walls for ourselves. Let's get back to grabbing... Oh good, we don't have to... That makes me so happy that we don't have to sit around and craft those for hours and hours and hours. Now then, we need more water, so let me send everybody out and abroad to grab that stuff off the ground because it is literally everywhere. Put a teleport down now that we've regenerated the 2 that we would need to place the teleport. And do we have any underwater locations that I could derive some of this water from? Let's make a rain catch too. That was one of those plans that I had in the past, but I think making one now is going to be a good plan. We need the sand anyways, so let's just mine this entire thing out. And what we'll do is we'll make a rain catch, and what that's going to do for us is obviously, it's a rain catch. It catches rain, to quote the popular meme. But anyways, it's simply just going to catch the rain whenever it rains. I don't want to make it sound any more complicated than it actually is. This right here, this little culvert, or whatever you want to call it, I don't know if a culvert is a proper term for it, but in any case, this little divot that we've made here is going to grab the water as we go about our business, and then every now and again we can send guys out here to fill up their water buckets from it. Much as these little things are doing, but it's closer to base. We could also do one like up on the roof. If we made a second layer, we could make our own up there, but, you know, cool things to think about for the future. There's no fish left over here, so we'll gather the water from there. We do have a lot of water that's gathered inside of this cave, too. So let's go ahead and get rid of as much grass as we can in here, or much of this ivy. And once the ivy's all out of the way, that'll give us some more supplies to make some salads with. And once we've got some more salads, that'll all be super sweet. The salad won't be sweet. The salad will taste like grass, just like every salad ever made. Can you tell that I'm not a salad eater? But anyways, what it will do is it'll give us a sweet situation where we can get some freebie water to create some more stone walls. I think the first tower I'm going to make is going to be on this side. And I believe the interior is going to be wood. I think that'll look nicer if I do it that way. But for now, 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's going to give us a 5. It doesn't have to be that thick. We'll place the back walls there. Once the back walls are placed, we're going to have to get in here with some wooden walls, which is unfortunate because it's a little bit of a disappointment how rapidly I go through my wood resources a lot of the time. And I may just make like a little guard hut here. This may not even be a real official... This is going to be something to stop the enemy. It may not even look like a guard tower. As much as I would like it to, that might take a little bit too much time to put down. I don't know, leave me your comments down below and I'll figure out if that's something we want to aspire towards. It's going to be ugly though, I warn you. It's probably not going to be very pretty. We'll put down a scaffold. At which point we're going to place that right there. We'll place a new wall right there. We'll have them place the out wall in that position. We'll maybe put like some tables and some chairs or something in here. Make it look a little nice. This is also going to deplete our equitable tree locations, though. We did have trees growing over here, which is disappointing. And we do need to keep the trees growing. The stronger the walls of your shelter are. I didn't even know I had that quest, but it's now completed, so whatever. Never turn down the freebies, my friends. Never turn down the freebies. They're going to continue working on all this water down and in here so that I can make some more stone walls. And I'm liking it so far. We'll put in a door right here, maybe a steel door. Something to really give the enemy something to work on. Something that'll sit there and just kind of be like neener in their general direction as they try and figure out how to deal with it. On the other side, we're going to put a tower right here in this little location, I think. And once this tower is in place, we'll be protected from both sides to where I can just flag enemies for mortar. And then once we've moitered them, we can use the location, maybe put a couple beds on the top loft or something. That might be sort of an interesting use of the area. I want to make sure that we're making full use of everything, that we're not just sort of lining things up and forgetting about them. I'm going to put some torches in here too so I don't have to deal with all of this growth in the future. Nice. Okay, so we should have enough water now to get everything done. Well, all of our little projects that we've been working on. I may try to turn all of this into stone walls in the future. Haven't really decided yet. It's something that I'm considering working on, but at the moment it's not something that's at the peak of my list. It's more at the bottom. Back to what we were working on before. Let's continue placing some torches down and in here until we figure out where our next string of resources are going to come from. We've got a couple little bits of mithril right there. And on that upper level right here, we were going to dig down and see if we could get there. So let's start making the next shaft, and we're going to go off to the right. We're going to grab all of these goodies right here because I have noticed that our coal supply is getting a little bit lower. Our iron supply is not negligible, but it's not at the point where I'm feeling comfortable with the situation either. We found enough precious metals to move on to the next tier too, apparently. He's going to climb up out of there. Let's look at the crafting tree and make sure that we're constantly moving in the right direction. We've got grilled fish ready to go because we've got a couple of grilled fish remaining in our inventory. Do we have any left? Oh, we have 6. There they are. We're already on the proper page. That's what happened. 25 coal. So yeah, we definitely want to find ourselves some coal seams in the future. I'll just make 10 of those. We'll throw them on a table somewhere in the future just to get rid of them so that we don't have a ton of our resources sitting around in escrow waiting on us to be done with certain things. Got a lot of buns too. Throw some water in the stew and a bit more coal as always. So we've crafted stews now. We've got all kinds of good stuff. Where is that going to take us on our crafting list though? That's going to give us whatever the hell that is, a pitcher. I don't know what the pitcher does. Obviously it doesn't look pretty, and I'm excavating consonants right there to make a semi-humorous joke, but you know, don't get caught up on it for too long. It'll be alright, I promise. We'll take 3 clay, we'll go down and put the coal, and we'll make the 1 pitcher. I guess I don't have to place it. Let's find out what it does before I go any further. It's for storing liquids. Well, obviously, but does it have any function other than that? Who knows? Let's make some more oil too. Let's find our berries on the list here. We'll smash them down with some stone. Maybe take our stone down to the margin of triple digits because we are going to need more oil. I wasn't expecting us to use that much oil, but it looks like we are going to be required to have at least a bit on hand at any given time. One thing that I will say about the way that the game plays out is that the fact of the matter is that everything remains useful in this game, which is a rare thing for crafting games. Typically, you don't end up using those baseline tier 1 objects anymore once you've advanced to the later stages of the game, but what you see here with Craft the World is that we do find ourselves using tier 1 stuff for all of the crafting. They seem to have done a pretty good job at mixing in middle tier stuff with low tier stuff with higher tier stuff to make the game have a nice flow. I like how the crafting, it's not slow, but it's not rapid either. I'm going to, at this point, create the comfortable bed because one of the tiers that I wanted to work on, namely the one that unlocks some of our gear and whatnot, has gone neglected for a while. We've placed a comfortable bed, but we hadn't crafted one yet. We can also make a leather chair. What more? I've been thinking about buying one of these lately. I don't have a recliner, but I do envy my male friends who have them and my female friends. I don't know why I said that way. I have female friends with recliners, I'm sure. Well, maybe I don't. No, I don't know any female friends with a recliner, so I stand by my statement. I don't have any female friends that have large recliners at their houses. Well, maybe one. I don't want to think about it too long. Whatever. The clock is running right now, and I feel like I'm wasting my time on a diatribe that doesn't matter anyways. Let's craft out some of that stuff right there. Ah, we needed to make more ladders. That's what we needed to work on. Let's take the torches right there, and obviously before I go any further, let's take our wood stocks down to about 50. to get a few more freebie ladders. And we'll start placing those so that we can get down to this lair a little bit more easily. What dwarf doesn't like good food? Cooked an exotic dish in the oven for your award. Okay, I thought it said for an award. I was like struggling with the grammar right there, but it's correct. I was just reading the words wrong. I'm going to put out a horizontal shaft right here, which once again, insert whatever humor you want right there. And that should allow us to access all of these goodies down and in here, make our lives a little bit better as we grab more and more precious minerals. We can make a lab now, which we could make in the previous episode, but it's one of those strange things that I think it's going to allow us to make potions, like healing potions or something of that nature. We'll get that crafted out. And let's make a lab. Let's find out. Let's figure out what a lab's going to do with us. So we've got slime. We'll drag that over. Water's going to be on this page. We've got our pot right there. We've got 2 coal that we're going to be needing, and unfortunately our coal supplies are looking inadequate. We need a zombie's brain, which is kind of one of those weird Newt's-Eye recipe things. We need a bone. And we also need some needles so that I guess we can poke things or deflate any balloons that get out of control. Any of those sentient balloons that dwarves are known for crafting. Now then, it appears as though we've got enough crafting running along right now to where I can give them a brief break. Why are you... Go away. I put torches in. Oh, I removed torches. That's right. Never mind. I don't blame you, Ivy. You're just doing your thing. You're just doing your Ivy thing. I don't blame you. Let's get back to our torches. And we'll start dropping those in here once they clear out the ivy. Looks like he's going to be our hacker of the day. And you thought we were only going to have dwarvish hackers in Shadowrun. No, they're in this game too. It's just kind of a hacker of a different sort. I don't really know if that counts as a homonym. I don't think it does. I think it just counts as a... I forget what that's called. I don't know. It's been a while since 3rd grade. They're going to grab all these goodies over here. We have a lot of hauling going on right now, so let's give them a moment to catch up. We've got another pack. Hey, we have a package that actually didn't fall. What is that? Elvish arrows or something? Oh, those are badass. Those are looking gorgeous. Those are arrows with a fashion sense. Those are arrows that act as both accessories and weapons. That's how you know the elves made them. They're fashion conscious. They make those Dolce & Gabbana arrows. Where are you going? Just to grab some more coin down here? Okay. Let's mash out the remainder of this layer. Oh my god, there is so much coal over here, and I am so happy to see it. Once they finish off this layer, we'll get them down this way. We are going to need a lot more ladders, though. We have so much mining to do. I'm excited about it, though, because during the course of this play, we haven't been fortunate with regards to the amount of materials we've been grabbing. I mean, we grabbed a lot in the beginning, but our mid-game has been plagued by the fact that we haven't been able to get wood, we haven't been able to get this, we haven't been able to get that. It's been a general pain, and if you look at that background with the way that lined up, I thought our ladder was going up into the sky for a second. I was like, I have no idea what oversight committee allowed that to happen, but they have clearly made a blunder. We need to continue placing blocks here, and I don't know why that's not happening. They aren't whited out right now, so I'm going to make the assumption that everything's working as planned. Let's drop a few more scaffolds on this side so that we can continue working here. And then we'll also need a couple indoors so that we can place the next layer of wood. I should also more than likely collapse this right here and turn this all into a stone floor so that everybody's not feeling left out. I wonder if I can permute these. Oh, I can. Badassery. Well then, I look forward to kind of looking at those graphics all zoomed in just a moment. I don't know why that bit of wall right there isn't being placed. I'm going to re-queue it just in case it got lost in there somewhere. There it goes. Fantastic. Lovely. We'll place the final 2 front blocks in there. How much of that did I queue up? I queued up like 50 of them, didn't I? So these guys are pretty much going to be stuck milling for the remainder of their lives. Are they at least leveling them up, though? Go to my equipment menu. I don't even know what I was looking for right there. I kind of zoned out for a minute. It happens. Let me look at my miller. He's at 28, and he can mill a little bit faster if I give it to him. Or I can make 2 people decent at milling, which is what I think I'm going to do. We'll give him a little bit of skill in milling. Let's go through and find other people, though, that could be increased a little bit better. He's already a miner, so we'll give him some better mining skills. We've got a couple people that have swimming skills, which seems like an odd thing to put a bunch of points into, but what are you going to do? We've also got people that are decent at climbing, a carpenter. Have any carpenters? We'll give him all the swimming, because I'm interested to see what happens as you level that up. They've got to just get way faster and way better at it. I doubt it's anything, like they don't get like special abilities where he's able to like push water Kamehameha style at the enemy and annihilate him like some kind of crazy DBZ action movie attack, but you know, it'd be nice. You could throw it out there. It might happen. You never know. Let's give some of these other guys some more equitable skills. I'm going to give him carpentry skills. Just kind of spread things around a little bit. Like the herpes of trade scaling, I guess. Just kind of give it to everybody. On this side, it's become a wall. Okay, I like the way this game auto-places its own walls. It looks amazing. After playing so many different games where you craft your buildings and whatnot, but they never quite look right, or you can only do them with squares or whatever, I really like the fact that these walls become more beautiful as they line up with one another. I would also like to place the next layer of wooden walls right there. Although I'm beginning to think perhaps I should have left that as wood in the background, but what do I know? Maybe it'll look nice when we get done, I'm not sure. Let's place the next layer of scaffoldings on the outside. And we're going to shift this one outwards, just a smidgen. Okay, nice. I like it. So now that it's shifted outwards, what we can do, and I just destroyed scaffoldings that I was going to need later, and you'll forgive me, if I start mumbling or if I go into like a weird Bob Ross mode while I start building things, it's because I get really, really quiet when I start building, because I really, really enjoy building stuff. For you right there, we're going to put that in, we'll build a stone wall, and we'll have that continue. And then what we'll do is we'll try and make this look a bit more aesthetically pleasing on the top side. At least in some respect. I don't know how it's going to work. I didn't think about how I wanted to craft this before I came into this whole thing, so... That doesn't look quite right now, does it? It looks a little derpy. I'm going to be honest. It has partaken of the derp. Let's fill that in. And as we go along... That's a 7. So if I go out like maybe... one more higher, perhaps? Yeah, I think that'll work. That's what I'm thinking we're looking for. We'll see if we can get this to look the way that we want it to. I bet we can. I bet we can weasel our way into this thing. Although I may have to do something a little strange here in order to make this work. I don't know. I may leave it as is right now. So those go on the front. And those now... Yeah, that's looking about right. I mean, it's not quite where I would want it to be, but architecturally, it's about as good as what you could do with the systems that are installed in the game. I mean, you could do something a little bit more ornate. It just sort of depends how much time you want to spend on it, but I like the way it turned out. And I don't want that to happen. I want that to remain right there. I do wish that I could take maybe some wooden beams and put them in right there just sort of as a decoration to make it look as though those are being suspended properly, because obviously structurally, I think you would have a hard time convincing me that that works. Then again, I'm not an architect, so what would I know about anything? We need to get ourselves over to steel doors now. Where are them steel doors at? There's a steel hatch. It would appear, and I can't click it, so let's go over, maybe in this menu? Yeah, there it is, an iron hatch. Okay, so we're not quite at steel yet, but ooh, those are expensive. Wow, they're dropping bombs on us right there. Do I have any locks left? Oh, I do. Fantastic, and I'm not talking about the Jewish cuisine. I had a guy that I knew one time who would always bring lox for lunch, and it was, I don't know, I tried them once, but not my thing. I don't know, it's an adventurous food. That is for sure. It's one of those things that I think you have to have grown up eating, maybe. but it wasn't for me. I could say the same thing, like I really enjoy eating like poi and things of that nature, like Spam, stuff like that, because I grew up eating Hawaiian food and stuff of that nature. I've said stuff of that nature like 12 times now, but you'll forgive me. My thought process is divided between two places right now, and so I can agree with the acquired taste sort of thing of some certain ethnic cuisines. Let's go over to, because some people, like, they see you eat poi, and it's just like, oh my god, they have no idea how to relate to that. There's like, that is a nasty purple goo, and I'm not sure what to do with it. Like, well, you kind of just dig in, just let it happen. Just go along with it. It'll be fine. Then again, I haven't met anybody that has any problems with shabu shabu, so shabu shabu is pretty fun. But I'm making myself hungry talking about food now. I think I'm gonna go get dinner. It's about the 30-minute mark anyways, 25 minutes. We're looking good. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle as we built ourselves a new tower. We'll probably build an exact same one right over here. Maybe raise this up a little bit, maybe refill this in so that our entire landed area is on the level. I don't know. I'll see you guys in the next episode. We'll decide then. Take care out there, everybody, and farewell.